Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, continuing to take a look at the next week's slate. Heading back down to the Big 12, the Oklahoma State Cowboys heading on the road to play UCF. And this is an Oklahoma State team that just has taken the college football world by storm. And I'll put my hand up right now. This was a team that I just was struggling to understand, right? The way they started out this season and then like the momentum they built, I just was left scratching my head and saying, can they continue this momentum? And they absolutely have. I mean, went into Bedlam, took care of business. This is, one of the most dangerous teams in college football right now. They're heading on the road to play UCF. And I know newcomers in the Big 12, the bounce house is a very tricky place to play. I think Oklahoma State, now in the top 25, has a X on their back in terms of opponents when you're going on the road. This is going to be a fun match. I'm really excited to get into it. Before we do, just want to say thank you to you guys. The support you guys have shown the boys for all of these game breakdowns truly does mean a lot. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And more importantly, picks, predictions, keys to the game. Oklahoma State fans, you guys can let me have it in the comment section for picking against Oklahoma State 3 out of the last 4 weeks. You guys can let me hear it in the comment section. And without further ado, let's get into this one. And you got to start with this Oklahoma State offense. And going back and watching some film on this offense, I think what is most important, and obviously it starts with Ollie Gordon, who I think a legitimate Heisman Trophy contender, absolutely been dominant, been the best running back in college football up to this point. Well, Ollie Gordon has meant a ton to this team, but the emergence of Ollie Gordon running the football, I think, has taken a lot of pressure off Alan Bowman, and I think it's helped him kind of take some shots down the field as well. I mean, you look at the game against Oklahoma, Alan Bowman, 28 of 42 for 334 yards. That is a very quality game out of Alan Bowman. So Ollie Gordon opening up the offense with the ability to run the football and then just taking a little pressure off Alan Bowman, getting the play action game going. And you got to shout out, Rashad Owens, Brennan Presley, those two, when we talked Oklahoma State offense, it was Ollie Gordon. Rashad Owens was phenomenal against Oklahoma. They were just throwing the ball up to him and letting him go make plays. Brennan Presley, very, very similar, very dynamic in space. This Oklahoma State offense, it's not just the Ollie Gordon show. Don't get me wrong, Ollie Gordon, probably the best and most influential player in this offense. That being said, there are some other guys that can really make some plays for this Oklahoma State team that I feel like just don't get enough attention. And then we just put it frankly for UCF on defense. They're going to have a chance to really have a big day. This UCF defense really, really struggles. 31.5 points per game given up. That's 104th in the country, especially against the run. Teams are averaging 5.2 yards per carry. That is 122nd in the country. And teams know UCF struggles. You look at the snap distribution. Teams are running the ball 58% of their offensive snaps against UCF are rushing attempts. You look at this matchup here, and yes, I think Oklahoma State can find some stuff through the air. You got to think it's going to be a 30-plus carry game for Ollie Gordon. And he did look a little dinged, so maybe you're getting some other guys involved. But this, if you're Oklahoma State and what you're looking to do against UCF's defense, it's got to be we're running the football against a defense that really, really struggles to stop the run. Now on the flip side, this is where I think UCF gets a little spicy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm going to go and pick them to win this football game, but if you watch UCF, they play teams tight. They can put up a lot of points, and they can put them up fast. 30.9 points per game, number 35 in the country. What's more impressive, 6.9 yards per play. That's number 6 in the country. This UCF offense, although struggles with turnovers, although struggles with certain things, they can hit the explosive play at a very high level. They play with a lot of pace. They give you some misdirection. And make no mistake about it, though, they run the football. Right? 56% of their offensive snaps, rushing attempts, 5.8 yards per carry. That's number 4 in the country. John Rice Plumlee can get it done with his legs. RJ Harvey, I think, is one. We talk about Ollie Gordon, RJ Harvey. He's been one of the best running backs in the country. They also got that Johnny Richardson, one of my favorite college football players in the country in terms of like my height and size, but this dude is absolutely electric hitting the big play. This UCF team, I like their offense. And what I like most about their offense is, yes, their identity is running the football with a very dynamic quarterback with his feet. RJ Harvey, who can absolutely get it done. But when they want to throw the ball, they're not just one-dimensional running. Now, they don't throw the ball that much, right? Only 40%, low 40% of the time. That's one of the least in college football. But when they do want to throw the ball, they are very good at hitting the explosive play. This is something that we've talked about a lot, right? 8.8 yards per pass attempt. That's 21st in the country. More specifically, Javon Baker, Kobe Hudson, two guys who were Power 5 transfers. I mean, they came from Auburn and Alabama, where some of their better receivers. They both average over 20 yards per reception. So this is a team that, yeah, we want to run the football, but when you come up to try to stop the run, we are going to hit the explosive play behind you. And they got two really good wide receivers to do it. I always think this UCF wide receiver room is one of the most underrated in the Big 12. I mean, I think Javon Baker and Kobe Hudson are two phenomenal football players. Now, looking at this Oklahoma State defense, they struggle against the run too. 4.6 yards per carry. That's 93rd in the country. If you watched the Oklahoma State game last weekend, Oklahoma was getting some stuff going on the ground. What I see this matchup being is both these teams run the football extremely well. Oklahoma State with Ollie Gordon, UCF with RJ Harvey, and I see two defenses that really struggle to stop the run. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of running the football on both sides. Now, from what I've seen and watched from Oklahoma State, they got some players up front, right? Colin Oliver, Nick Martin has played phenomenal. Xavier Benson last Saturday at Bedlam was phenomenal at the linebacker spot. They had the deuce to stop the run, looking to see what they can do against UCF. And then in the secondary, it's just a big play. Like they're only giving up a 58.8% completion percentage. That's 41st in the country. 8.2 yards per pass. That's 110th. So from a down-to-down basis, they're okay in the secondary. They give up the big play. That is what UCF likes to do. So you look at some matchups within this game, there's some things that UCF might be able to do to give Oklahoma State some trouble. Now, getting to the pick here, I got to check where the line is. It's been bouncing around. 2.5 last time I saw. It is right now 2.5 points still. Here's how I'm looking at this game, and this is I think this is a trap line for a lot of people, right? When you look at what Oklahoma State has done the last couple of weeks, you look at what UCF's done the last couple of weeks, you're thinking, yeah, Oklahoma State should go on the road and handle business. UCF is a very sneaky, challenging team because they can put points up on the board and they can run the football. And when you can do those things, you're going to be in games. You're going to be kind of competitive. Oklahoma State, it's hard to bet against them. So you asked me getting into the pick here. I think Oklahoma State and Mike Gundy, this is one of the most confident teams in college football. They're going on the road, I think, fully expecting to win this game and go to a Big 12 championship game. I'm going to ride with Oklahoma State here. Now, that is in no way disrespectful to UCF because I completely get why the line might be as short as it is, 2.5 points. Because UCF, they have a really good offense. But when you look at the confidence of both these programs, I know UCF coming off their first Big 12 win. This is an Oklahoma State team that's just been kind of a Death Star lately, just going wherever and just beating whoever's in front of them. And I'm not necessarily going to pick against them to do that this week. I've been picking against them way too much in the past week. So I'm going to rock with the Pokes here. Oklahoma State heading on the road, covering 2.5 points. Appreciate you guys rocking with the fellas. Again, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.